Let's be real. Single parenting is like running a marathon uphill in the rain, with someone else's playlist blaring in your ears. Every day brings a new set of challenges, and sometimes it feels like the world expects you to be superhuman. But you're not alone in this journey, and your struggles are real, valid, and shared by millions of single parents around the world. One of the biggest hurdles single parents face is financial stress. From paying rent or a mortgage, to putting food on the table, to covering school supplies and extracurriculars, the pressure can feel relentless. I remember a time when I had to choose between buying groceries and paying the electric bill. It's a reality that can feel isolating and overwhelming. The financial strain can also impact your children. Sometimes they notice when you say no to things their friends have, or when you have to skip a school trip because it's just not in the budget. I once had to explain to my son why we couldn't afford a birthday party at the trampoline park. It broke my heart, but it also opened up a conversation about gratitude and making the most of what we have. Then there's the constant balancing act, juggling work and parenting. You're the breadwinner, the homework helper, the chef, the chauffeur, and the bedtime storyteller. There are days when you feel stretched so thin, you wonder how you'll make it to bedtime. The exhaustion is real. There are nights when you're folding laundry at midnight, or mornings when you're packing lunches while answering work emails. Sometimes you miss out on school events or bedtime stories because you're working late. The guilt can be overwhelming, and it's easy to feel like you're never doing enough. And let's not forget the social stigma. Society can be quick to judge single parents, sometimes making you feel like you're not doing enough, or that your family is somehow less than. I've had people ask, "Where's their father?" or "Don't you wish you had more help?" It stings, and it can make you feel invisible or misunderstood. Kids pick up on this too. They might feel different from their peers, or even internalize some of the negative messages they hear. My daughter once asked me why we don't have a normal family like her friend. It was a tough conversation, but it gave me a chance to talk about how families come in all shapes and sizes, and that love is what matters most. The lack of support can be the hardest part. When you're sick, there's no backup. When you need a break, there's no one to tag in. It's easy to feel like you're carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders. The emotional toll is heavy. You might feel lonely or worry that you're not giving your kids everything they need. There are days when you just want someone to say, "You're doing a great job." I remember crying in the car after a long day, wishing I had someone to lean on. But here's the thing, you're not just surviving. You're raising strong, resilient, and respectful kids, and that's no small feat. Every day you show up, you're teaching your children what it means to persevere, to love fiercely, and to never give up. In fact, many children of single parents develop incredible empathy, independence, and adaptability. They learn to pitch in, to appreciate the little things, and to support each other. My kids have become each other's biggest cheerleaders, and I see their kindness in the way they treat others. Let's talk about self-care. I know, everyone says it, but hear me out. Self-care isn't selfish, it's survival. When you give yourself permission to rest, even if it's just 5 minutes of deep breathing behind a locked bathroom door, you show your kids it's okay to recharge. I started taking short walks after dinner, just around the block, and it made a world of difference in my mood and patience. When you treat yourself with kindness, you're teaching your kids self-respect. They learn by watching us, not just listening to us. My daughter once handed me her favorite stuffed animal and said, "You need a hug too, Mommy." That's when I realized she was learning empathy and self-care by watching me. Now, setting clear boundaries? That's your secret weapon. Kids thrive on structure, and as a single parent, it's even more important to set expectations. I let my kids know what's expected, what's negotiable, and what's not up for debate. For example, bedtime is non-negotiable, but they can choose which pajamas to wear. When everyone knows where they stand, kids feel safe and respected. It's not about being strict, it's about being consistent. My son once told me, "I like knowing what's going to happen next." That predictability helps them feel secure, even when life gets chaotic. And don't try to do it all alone, I mean it. Build your village, whether it's friends, family, or that cool neighbor who always waves hello. I joined a local single-parent support group, and it changed everything. Suddenly, I had people to call when I needed advice, a babysitter, or just someone to listen. Asking for help doesn't make you less. It shows your kids that community matters, and it's okay to lean on others sometimes. I once swapped babysitting with another single mom, so we could each have a night off. It was a game changer. Seek out community resources. Local food banks, after-school programs, and parenting workshops can be lifesavers. Don't be afraid to reach out. There are more people willing to help than you might think. And don't forget to celebrate the wins, big and small. Did your kid tie their shoes by themselves? High five. Did you survive a meltdown in aisle 6 at the grocery store? You get a gold star. Those little victories are the bricks that build resilience. I keep a victory jar on the kitchen counter. Every time something good happens, we write it down and put it in the jar. On tough days, we read them together and remember how far we've come. Remember, resilience isn't built in a day. It's the result of showing up again and again, even when it's hard. Every time you comfort your child after a tough day or laugh together after a long week, you're teaching them how to bounce back. Encourage your kids to help out too. Give them age-appropriate responsibilities, like setting the table or feeding the pet. It teaches them teamwork and gives them a sense of accomplishment. But be mindful of not overburdening them. Sometimes, children in single-parent homes feel pressure to grow up too fast. Make sure they have time to just be kids, to play, to dream, and to make mistakes. Finally, be honest about the tough stuff. When I don't have all the answers, I say so. When I mess up, I apologize. It teaches my kids that being strong isn't about being perfect, it's about being real. Share your feelings with your kids in an age-appropriate way. If you're having a hard day, it's okay to say, "I'm feeling tired today, but I love you and we'll get through this together." It models emotional honesty and resilience. Remember, you're not alone. There are millions of single parents out there, each with their own story, their own struggles, and their own triumphs. Reach out, connect, and know that you are enough. And your kids, they're going to be amazing because they have you. Every challenge you face, every obstacle you overcome is shaping them into resilient, respectful, and loving people. You've got this, and you're not alone.